Wish it was a Jeep.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is just paint it OD.
Yeah, right? Like we did with the PT Cruiser.
Yeah, I did that with my forklift and a couple of other things. God, yeah, I remember the last time I was here, this was all full of parking. And so how much land is actually the airfield?
So there's 133 acres that make up the parcel.
Cool.
The runway itself is 4,800 feet of grass, kind of straight down there.
That's awesome. Mine's like 5,000 feet. It was probably the most expensive grass runway anybody ever made.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that there's such a thing as a cheap one.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Check it out. Porta potties. There we go.
How many people are coming to an event by how many stacks of porta potties are all over the property.
Yeah, there you go. So, do you have any plans potentially for expansion here, or is that show about?
This is kind of prime real estate for the show. So,
right.
When we talk about building here on the property, we typically don't talk about building in this area. We've got room for expansion actually back towards the road.
Oh yeah.
So, what we've actually got going on down here is this is all living history camps for the whole weekend. So those guys start moving in tomorrow with half tracks and all kinds of wheeled vehicles and everything. And that's pretty cool that people come out and volunteer to do that and share that with them.
Right. How many volunteers do you have?
So we have 250 day-to-day volunteers here at the museum.
Oh my gosh.
And when we count those guys into it, it's even more. So,
Spitfire 109, you're going to fly that this weekend?
They both are flying this weekend, but they flew this morning as part of a dawn photo shoot.
Right.
And there's actually photographers over there working with them now. But
good.
Our P-40 and the Visitor are over here with our C-46.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they got an engine off. This is the one the CAF had.
Yeah, years ago.
Mosquito, B-25, P-40. So this guy's out of Florida.
Beautiful airplane. Gotta get a camera point that.
Unreal. Oh my gosh. A friend of mine I grew up with flying aerobatics and stuff. He flew for Air Haiti and those forever. Got a lot of time flying from Miami to Haiti.
Wow, they were amazing airplanes. It's a really forgotten kind of story of the war effort flying over the hump. And
right.
What we've seen is that like Chinese visitors coming, they're the ones that know what that is.
Oh, really?
Know how important that is. So.
Too cool. Too cool, two P-40s. I think we've got the show music going.
Well, the feel-good music of everybody working on things.
Oh, so y'all run the Pulse Jet, huh?
Yeah, they're getting it ready.
Oh, wow, that is too cool. Too cool. All right, there we go. Another Mozzie. Ah, it's great. Yeah, so now this one's all put together. Has this one got the cannons all the way in the back or just dummies? They're just dummies, so there's nothing in the bomb bay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just saw the one that Rod Lewis bought out of Chino. They just got it flying out was out at the Santa Maria Air Show recently. But it had been flying down in New Zealand.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a B-35. Pretty cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, this one's got a joystick stick. Of course, Rod's had the dual control, but mine's got the just the regular control with a glass nose on it.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. Just walking around. He's got another couple hangars. Yeah. To the guys. Hey guys, I want to introduce to the girl.
Yeah, well that too. This is Felicia.
I'm Kermit.
Hi, nice to meet
Felicia,
you.
pleasure.
This is Sean.
Sean.
And Cody.
Cody.
Nice to meet you.
Brandon.
Matt.
I'm Brandon.
Brandon, cool.
Sean.
Sean.
Cody.
Cody, cool. Oh my God.
I'm one and Sean too.
Al over here is the senior director of maintenance at the fighter factory.
Awesome, cool.
These are all the guys that keep the airplanes flying, and I know that you appreciate what a labor of love that really has to be. And, so I wanted to make sure that everyone that follows you kind of knows what goes into it over here.
Yeah, well, good. I appreciate it. If you ever get a chance, come on down to Fantasy of Flight and see what we're up to. You know, it's
my sweatshirt from down there to keep meetings with Keegan, so to wind him up.
Good,
Well,
good.
You guys are working on getting the Pulse Jet ready to fire for the weekend.
So, this is one of the German ones.
Yes.
Yeah, so I ended up with like a GE one that was post-war.
Oh, off a loon?
But it's a much bigger one, and they used to run it. But oh man, I would love to hear this thing. Have you guys got a video on this somewhere?
I'll send it.
Yeah.
Actually, I got one on my computer in the office the first time we fired it off.
Oh,
Well, that's the one that shows all the paint blowing off it, though. We'll get the one that's.
I've got that other one too.
so you get complaints from neighbors 3 miles away?
So we have we're pretty fastidious about maintaining good relations with the neighbors. So we did have a lady call this morning during the dawn photo flight because we thought she was calling about a noise complaint. What actually happened was she thought someone stole the 109 because we never fly it at dawn. So you know, we pride ourselves on trying to be good neighbors. So when we do this stuff, we send a letter to everyone in the zip code and let them know we're doing it.
Awesome. That's a cool idea. A recoil spring. And so this gets it going.
Yeah.
And then once it's going, it's going.
Now, obviously, the Germans had a slightly different way of doing this, but they had a big concrete bunker to sit inside when they switched it off. So.
Wow.
They used to settle when we started.
So obviously when you run it, the guy doesn't sit on the tug, right?
No, the tug is not there.
The tug is not there.
The tug would not.
There he's going up for his first Mustang flight. Cool.
Did you get a chance to poke that inside the cockpit of the Mosquito?
Yeah, and I was looking up in there. It's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, this is bringing back some memories.
It used to be yours.
It did. I bought it from the Sanders guys. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this brings back unbelievable memories.
You gotta poke your head in there and see what we've done with the place.
Oh my gosh. Well, you haven't painted it, I can tell you that. And I apologize for all the wiring that was spliced. I had some guy went in there and, I walked up this so many times. Okay, they're working on it. Little baggage compartment back there. Yeah, this just wasn't original enough for me. I've got a very original one now, no spar strap. This one had 3-bladed props, all that stuff. We're gonna do one that's like really, really original. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we will too. Too cool. So are y'all gonna do turret and all that stuff in there?
So probably the turret dome, but not the guts of the turret, because we still want to be able to have guests run this airplane.
So you can put seats in it. Yeah, my girlfriend at the time was basically flying this thing. We went up to look at something. I was picking up something, I can't remember, and she was flying it with somebody else and lost a motor. You know, but be really careful with these engines on the prop commander. This thing will lock up when you're not expecting it. So every time, I don't know what it does, it just sucks oil into those lower cylinders.
Well, we will keep that in mind.
Yeah, but if you change the motors and maybe get the different props on there, it might change the.
I think the motors are
not
the
that
same.
long ago.
Yeah, okay.
But we brought this back from Chino. They had no problem at all.
Oh, good.
And it wasn't using any oil, so I was wondering, does it use oil? Because,
Wow.
it doesn't drip.
There was only one problem.
What?
You were sick as a dog and the heat didn't work. So.
Oh,
The
wow.
landing gear wouldn't, the lights didn't function one time.
Well, you know what it is to move these airplanes across the country when you kind of get them as is, where is, and get them out of there.
Yeah.
By the time they showed up here, there was a stack of Dr. Pepper cans in the back there.
Oh my God.
Everything that had fueled them the whole way across the country.
Yeah, I've done a lot of flights across the country. I can't believe, I completely forgot they ended up with this. Yeah, so I bought it from the Sanders kids, Dennis and Brian, and then I ended up trading it off back to Carl Scholl for something, AeroTrader, and then he had it for a while, and I actually flew it one time down to the desert where they've got some desert storage, and then he ended up selling it to these guys.
Kermit Weeks coming in for the Bob Hoover Tennessee Waltz. Let's just see how he does. It looks pretty good.
So pretty cool. Man, that's a good looking one right there. That's got a lot of original parts on it.
Yeah, one guy here in the shop builds them out of original parts.
Yeah. Yeah, you just can't, the receivers have got to be side plates.
This is set up, they don't want to do a single shot.
Oh, okay, good.
Full automatic.
Cool.
Mainly he uses it for display, like the
Yeah.
Greyhound he bought, he's going to be putting
Yeah.
on that.
I try and be conservative with that too. I only do one shot at a time.
I make it in Jamaica.
B-25. This is obviously the maintenance deal. Maybe this is where the Mosquito got put together that I saw the video of.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
okay.
This is the first one assembled over here in the States, and the first one flyable after yours, basically.
Wow. That's awesome. Jerry got it when they were still cheap.
I hear them not that cheap.
Oh my gosh. The last price I heard was like, oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
The wings off. Wild Cargo. Panther Gal. How original is this inside?
It's pretty original. We're in the process of putting all new fuel cells in.
Yeah. No turret. Yeah, mine is so freaking original. Oh my God, all my bomb racks work. I used to drop watermelons at the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show. What we did is we put basketball nets and we clapped it in with a watermelon,
Right.
and we had one tied and the other one was connected to the deal. And when we'd hit, once we got them all loaded in the rack, then what we'd do was we would then we'd close the doors as much as we could, then we'd load as many watermelons in on the doors, then we'd close them. So the first deal was a salvo, and they'd all come down, and the next time they'd go pop, 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 pop.
Nice.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We flew down Show Center at Fort Lauderdale. That was pretty cool. I flew that show for like 11 years. So this is what happened in place here, where y'all do. So what's going on with the wings and stuff?
Come under here.
We had some fuel cells that started to leak.
Oh, mine are too.
Yeah,
I got to get a whole new set made.
That's
So.
what the new set looks like.
That's,
Oh, good. Okay.
That's what we did. Inners and outers. Replacing them all. Okay.
Cool.
We couldn't put any fuel in the outboard ones because, they leaked.
Wow. Yeah, I ended up came in one day and I got a whole bunch of meringue coming down the bomb bay.
So we just, we still had some of the old self-sealers in here.
Right.
So we had to end up cutting them out.
Right.
We sent them everything.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, before I fly mine, I'm going to replace all the.
Yeah. You own what, Apache Princess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's a good looking bird.
Yeah.
I remember when you picked it up, I was out at Midland at air show one year and you were bringing it back.
Yeah.
And you stopped out at
Oh,
Midland.
cool.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That was fun. Yeah, that one. I think that's the most original. I mean, everything is in it. Everything
Yeah,
is in
well,
it.
I think, like the gunner seat for your top turret.
Yeah.
You can't get no more original than that, cracks and all.
Oh, my gosh.
The inside of your bird is beautiful.
Everything in the tail gunner, all the life rafts and all the stuff. That's a great. This is like an old man's airplane. It flies like a Cadillac.
We got a lot of old man's airplanes around here.
Yeah,
It's kind of
there
our thing.
Yeah, we need to get some more young kids in this thing. Is what we need
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
doing.
look, that's the big part of it, and what's exciting about the air show is when everything's flying, that's your opportunity. They're kind of captivated by
Yeah.
the noise and the experience and the smell, and so one of the things we have going is great kids activities in one of the hangars. One whole hangar for the week of the show is kind of given over to that.
Cool.
And we hope that as kids come through that, it gets them excited about aviation, but also
So when you
this place.
when you say kids, you talking young kids, or you talking kids that potentially are like about to go to high school?
So we tend to look at it as like a pipeline.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got something different at
yeah,
kind of
good.
each stage of that pipeline. So the public library comes out and reads stories about Rosie the Riveter and things like that.
cool.
But that extends all the way on up to, we have an apprenticeship program here in the fighter factory, and like Felicia that you just met, she's here working and studying to be an A&P and learning what it is to work in a shop environment. And
Cool.
everything. So we're pretty proud of the team that we've got together here at the shop.
That's
and
awesome.
to do some amazing work.
Yeah. Well, if you ever get down my way, have them give you my number, and I'll give you a buzz tour. Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we make occasional trips down to Florida.
Cool. All right. That's his first flight in a P-51. That's a great sound, isn't it? Okay, here we come into World War I. All right, I see a D-7. A triplane. Man, this hangar is packed. 2 triplanes. A D8.
And then a Sopwith.
Oh, cool. Oh, we got 3 Fokker triplanes. Sopwith triplane. Where did the Sopwith triplane come from?
Ken Kellett, I think, knows the story of that auction better than I do.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. It's got a tail wheel
Last time
on
I
it.
saw Ken, he was telling me all the history of all the airplanes in his hangar, because he was at different auctions where these airplanes were being acquired.
Oh,
and everything.
wow.
In
Cool.
particular, the Sopwith 1.5 strutter, that one flew in Flyboys, and Ken had kind of a lot of the history.
Yeah. Yeah. You all bought it from Ken. And my Newport 17, which was a replica, was in it as well. Andrew King flew it. So is this another Sopwith 1.5 star?
This is the one Jerry had A&P school students assemble.
Yeah, okay. Doesn't have a rotary. You got 2 D7s. Huh. So what's it got, like a Ranger in it, or?
Actually, not sure.
It says Mercedes, but I don't
No, I don't
think that's a Mercedes. Yeah, so this is the one that Ken Kellett worked for me had. He sold it to Jerry, and this was in the Flyboys film along with my Newport 17. I had a Sopwith triplane, and I kind of almost wish I would have kept it, but the thing was, when it was done, and that it was owned by Patrick Lindsay, who was the big Christie's auctioneer, and eventually he sold it to me, and I flew it a couple of times. It had a Siemens Halsky engine in it, like a Bucher Youngmeister engine.
So this one actually has
This has just got a
horizontally
fake
opposed engine back here.
Oh, I'll
behind
be
the
darned.
plastic.
Yeah, I just moved it and I go, it's not turning. Oh my gosh. Hopefully it cools enough.
Yeah,
But-
this one is actually one of the better flying airplanes in here. So the World War I airplanes, and you know this, are kind of an interesting discussion about original versus replica versus rebuild, and
Right.
how original and faithful do you want to be to the original design, because they it's almost like the more original you make them, the worse they are at flying, or the more difficult they are to maintain. At least that's been our experience of it.
Yeah. The reason I eventually got rid of mine was I think it was the only airplane I got rid of after the hurricane, and it literally came down and sheared off 6 frickin' wings, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And I think I ended up I did. It wasn't a sale. It was a trade. I traded it for something, and but I enjoyed flying. At some point, I'd love to get one. But the reason, because it got all sheared off. Originally, all the stuff, the big struts and all that stuff, they were all kind of separate and whatever. But when mine got together, for some reason, they glued everything together, and it wasn't completely original. And yeah, you guys have rebuilt this. I don't remember the Callan being like that. Is that the same Callan?
Yeah, as far as I know.
I'll be darned. Oh, need a little bit of air.
Yeah.
Kind of a Halberstadt. Yeah, there we go. A small one. The original ones were way bigger than this.
But what is in the back corner here that is very cool and very original is the Goodyear Zeppelin servicing ladder.
Oh, wow. Okay. I hate to tell you this, but one day I always thought I wanted to build a frickin' reproduction of the LZ-11.
Well, we have it here in case we ever do.
Okay. Too cool. Oh, man, a Huck starter. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, at some point I want to get one of these. Yeah, so they come up here and they hook this up to the front of the deal and they start the propeller.
So we have it because we've got the P-63 that actually has the crank on the front of it. And the Russians did it in the winter, like in the wintertime in the cold.
No way.
So that's why I said you got a P-63 as well. I wondered if you had
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, you can see how it's hooked up to the deal there. Too cool. Yeah, at some point, I know the availability of the stuff is there, but then you just adapt it to a different, they had on different things.
The fascinating thing about this is Magrius is still in business in Germany, builds fire truck ladders and things like that. So we talked with them about it. When we were working on restoring it, we took it all apart, took good pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Only to find out that this was built with a forge right next to it. And not one of these bolts is interchangeable to the other holes. It was hand built, like everything's drilled out to go back in a specific spot.
Wow.
So that was a hell of a lesson to learn and then have to test fit every single thing and put it all back together.
Oh my gosh. That is too cool.
We had to get a watchmaker to help us with this in order to tell how many rungs of the ladder have gone out in the 80-odd feet of ladder. They knock this bell as they extend.
Really?
And it's got a bunch of springs wound around inside it that we had a watchmaker help us.
No way. So what kind of height would this go to? And it obviously went into the gondola part.
It's about 83 feet.
Oh my gosh. So would they use this when it was just moored? Oh, because that's the only thing you could do unless it was in a hangar.
So this one was actually at Goodyear's hangar facility in Akron. So we've got photos of it actually during World War II. For whatever reason, they had it extended all the way up, and they had a Corsair hanging from the ceiling, and they were climbing off the top of the ladder up onto
here we go.
the Corsair.
Oh, so this was to work on it. This was not for passengers to get in and out.
This is how
I see.
Now, what's cool about it is it's all not self-leveling, but has the capacity to be leveled on any ground.
Yeah.
Because of all this, and at the back, there's these cool levels.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know if this is for a horse, but more than likely it was for...
It's for people.
It's for people, but oh my gosh.
But check out this leveling mechanism and the way that the wheels level as well. So back here you've got this indicator.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
got your plumb.
Yeah, okay.
And then the wheels themselves can be cranked to level the whole assembly.
That is too cool. Yeah, because obviously you want it pretty level if you're going to point this thing up as high as it goes. My gosh.
Instead of a man basket on the end,
freaking wagon wheel. God dang.
Is this little platform. So if you can imagine climbing all the way to the end of the ladder and then having this little platform for your tools and for yourself to sit on.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, you look at that and then you look at some of those shots of the guys working on Empire State Buildings in New York City sitting out on the beams. I mean, oh man, that is amazing. Too cool. All right, I'll see what else we got. I got to get one of these. Curtis Pusher.
So this is the one that flew across the country to the different naval bases
Right.
for the 100th anniversary.
And it weighs a ton.
It does, and it's been modernized.
Right.
But it's one of the nicer flying airplanes in here, and kind of gets flown a little more regularly than the other airplanes
cool.
in the World War I side of the collection.
I got two of them. I got one that's got the original lean seat ailerons. That's there, but it probably does it have a regular controller, or has it got the?
I'm not sure. I'm not the pilot, but you're welcome to check it out.
Yeah, that's modern controls. I've got one like that, and I've got one that's original.
So did you say that they used to lean the seat?
Yeah, you see the little thing there where it
Yeah.
goes around there? Glenn Curtis was a motorcycle racer, and he used to lean into the turns. So when he hooked up the ailerons, those go back and forth to do that. That operates the rudder, so you steer it like a car on the front. And then the feet, well, see, this one's got rudder pedals. Mine just has a bar across there, and basically you want to slow it down, you push it, tire with your foot.
First crossed him across his chest, tied him in his waist with a piece of rope, and that was his life preserved. Fortunately, he didn't have to use
Valerio, 2-seat. Is that like a Mazda in? No, what do they call these things?
The Rotax?
A Rotax, yeah.
Okay. We do have
Interesting.
an Exani engine in storage.
Yeah, I got a 3-cylinder one. It's a wing warper too.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Have you all flown it?
Yeah, straight up and down the runway.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of done.
To do a lot of maneuvering.
And where did this one come from?
Quebec.
Quebec. Jenny. God, it's a great airplane, but oh my God, it's so underpowered. OX5 on it, 90 horsepower.
In fact, this is the one I need to come see you about because I hear you have a shipping container full of magnetos.
Well, then you better talk to Ken. Ken will be back the end of this month.
This one would be a flyer, but for the magneto issues.
Yeah, we'll see what we got. I mean, I would think OX Mags would be around, OX5 Mags. So I got 2 of these. That looks like another 160. No, rotary.
Now, you've
Thomas More Scout.
been searching all through the hangar for the ones with the real rotaries.
Yeah,
This is one of them.
yeah, it's just the castor oil gums it up. So I've got a B and a C. I've got one with a 80 Lerone, and I've got one with a 100 Gnome. Oh, this is cool. Where'd this come from?
Roger Freeman built this one, so it's got the
wow.
original Hisso
Yep.
engine.
Albatross. Oh, you got, what, 3 D7s?
Yep.
I'll be darned. Albatross.
That one is sort of widely regarded as the superior of the 3.
This one?
Has a very original engine that was built for it. The fabric is more
Yeah.
the ultraviolet and stuff.
Yeah, you got this out of, I tell you what though, this on my Albatross lasted about 3 years, 4 max, and it just, the UV gets it,
Yeah.
wipes it out. Yeah, when I did mine, I mean, originally they would come out of the factory with this, and then they'd go to the front, and the guys would paint them all up flying circus colors. So I'm the first guy that did one. I covered it with this, and then we painted over it with the Air Institute deck colors. And what's the story of this?
This one I don't know.
Air cooled.
It's got that kind of inverted Ranger. I think they
Yeah,
re-inverted the Ranger.
I'll be darned. Brakes with a skid. That's interesting.
The that triplane just came back from Roger, and that's got the rotary engine in it as well.
Huh. Let me just see in here. So it's got the HISPO. Yeah, I flew Peter Jackson's down there in New Zealand. They're really, this is a nice flying airplane. Also flew the original one that Patrick Lindsay had, the Christie's auctioneer. And I think David Arnold owns it now, but they think they're worth way more than I think they're worth. So cool. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so which is the one Jerry flew? If triplane was his last flying one.
That red one right there.
The red one,
That was
okay.
his baby.
Wow, so this got a 110 Lerone in it originally, it was an Oberrussel, but Oberrussel was a copy of the 110 Lerone. And when Richthofen had the opportunity, he grabbed the 110 Lerone off of an airplane that he got, and that's what he got killed in, was flying a triplane with a French engine in it. Oh, this is a dual control one, or a two-seater. Yeah, you know, I think the one that
Technically,
Cole.
Fokker C1, not a D7.
Okay, well, I think the one that Cole Palin had that eventually ended up maybe at the Smithsonian was a two-seat one. I first met Cole Palin when I was 13 years old, and I said, hey, if I come up, can I look in the airplanes? And he said, yeah, come on up. You know, so I met him up there. He was so nice, and I still have the postcard that he sent me that he signed. It was all typed on like a Remington typewriter or whatever. You know, that's back in the days when we used to travel around in the Conestoga wagons. Okay, we just got notified that they may be getting ready to run the V1 motor, and to notify everybody because it's going to be loud. Okay, we are going to chain this puppy down. Otherwise, we are going to take out that control tower over there, and the show won't be on. Too cool. Wouldn't it be better? Oh no, I was going to say, wouldn't it be better if you pointed it that way? No. Oh, earplugs, thank you. Awesome. Okay, we just figured it out. It came to the conclusion that the wind is actually coming from the north, and it needs to be pointed into the wind to get as much air going in it as possible. And actually, we're in the coast of France right now, and I think England is up that way, from my recollection.
All right. Yeah. I want more than one fire extinguisher.
You got 3 of them all around. We just got to move them back.
Take some of them down. Take one of them down there.
It's got a little flap that goes back and forth up in the front. The pulse jet engine. Is that avgas?
No, it's an octane.
Oh, huh.
That's what this thing's operated on.
Wow.
Gotta let it air out a little bit. Go ahead and blow some of that. All right, just stand back and let's see if we can get a spark plug.
Whoa. The Brits are already aware, and the Tempest 5s are warming up as we speak. So what's your procedure for starting it?
Basically what we have, we'll hit the gas first, turn the air on that goes to the rails in the front, then hit the spark.
Oh, okay, cool. Come on, baby. Light that spark within. There we go.
I'm naked in Jamaica while I work upon my tan. Refresh my drink, got time to thinking, cool, well I still can.
Cool, man.
Hey guys.
Well, super. Can I buy you some lunch?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
We have a great place just about a mile from here.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like a
cool.
farm lunch counter, and it is the best.
Awesome, cool. All right, so we're headed off to lunch. And I got T. Keegan. I've flown Mustangs before, but this is the first one I think I've ever driven. And it actually works pretty good because when you come in to land, the canopy comes back. All right, we'll see what we got here. Kermit Weeks, over and out.